Hey friends, welcome to the Singapore Market Digest for Friday, May 23rd, 2025. I'm Iggy from the Investing Iguana, and today we're diving into what's been happening on the SGX. We've got some fascinating developments to unpack today, from shipbuilding challenges to property sector struggles, and some eye-opening data about how global trade tensions are hitting Singapore businesses right where it hurts. So grab your coffee and let's break this down together. Let me start with the big picture. Singapore's market has been navigating some choppy waters lately, with mixed signals coming from different sectors. The Straits Times Index has shown remarkable resilience over the past year, but today's stories reveal the underlying pressures that many of our listed companies are facing. First up, let's talk about Yangzi Shipbuilding, trading under ticker YZJ. If you're not familiar with this company, they're one of Singapore's heavyweight marine vessel manufacturers and have been making waves in the industry since their public listing back in 2022. Today's update from them tells a pretty compelling story about the current state of global trade. Here's what caught my attention. Yangzi reported their year-to-date order wins for the first quarter of 2025, and the numbers are quite striking. They secured just 6 vessels worth just $300 million. Now, before you think that sounds impressive, let me give you some context. This represents only about 5% of their ambitious $6 billion target for the entire 2025 financial year. To really understand how dramatic this slowdown is, let's rewind to the same period last year. In Q1 2024, they had already locked in orders for 38 vessels worth a massive $3.3 billion. That was 74% of their annual target achieved in just 3 months. The contrast is pretty stark, isn't it? Now, this isn't a story about Jang losing their edge. In fact, 2024 was their best year on record. They closed out the financial year with 126 total order wins valued at $14.6 billion, which was actually their highest performance since going public. So the company clearly knows how to win business. The real culprit here, according to Executive Chairman and CEO Ren Letian, is the global trade environment. He specifically pointed to U.S. policies and global tariff actions that are making customers nervous. Think about it from a shipping company's perspective. If you're not sure what trade routes will be viable or what additional costs you might face, you're going to hold off on ordering expensive new vessels. It's a classic wait-and-see approach. What's interesting is that despite this challenging update, Yangzi shares actually closed 0.5% higher at 214 before this news was released. This suggests that investors might be looking beyond the short-term headwinds and betting on the company's proven track record and potential for recovery once trade tensions ease. Now let's shift our focus to the property sector with Metro, which trades under ticker MZO1. This mainboard listed property investment and development group just delivered some pretty tough news that really highlights the challenges facing Singapore's property market. Metro has sunk deep into the red for the second half ended March, reporting a net loss of $228.1 million. To put this in perspective, in the same period last year, they posted a net profit of $6.4 million. That's a swing of over $234 million in the wrong direction. When we break this down to a per-share basis, we're looking at a loss of $276 per share, compared to earnings of $208 per share in the previous year. These numbers reflect the challenging conditions that property companies are facing across Singapore. Interestingly, despite these poor results, Metro's shares ended Thursday trading 1.2% higher at $4. This could suggest that investors were already bracing for bad news, or perhaps there's some underlying optimism about the company's future prospects or potential strategic moves. The property sector has been dealing with multiple headwinds. Interest rate concerns, government cooling measures, and broader economic uncertainties have all been weighing on the industry. Metro's results likely reflect these broader sector challenges rather than company-specific operational issues. But here's where things get really interesting, and this ties everything together. We've got some fresh data from the Singapore Business Federation that really puts the current business environment into sharp focus. A comprehensive survey covering multinationals, SMEs, and large enterprises has revealed some sobering statistics. Over 1/3 of businesses in Singapore are already feeling the pain from the ongoing global tariff war. But here's the part that should really grab your attention. Almost 90% of businesses expect to feel the impact within the next 6 months. This isn't some distant threat we're talking about. This is happening right now, affecting real businesses with real employees and real bottom lines. The survey, released just yesterday, shows that 3/4 of these businesses are expecting revenue to slide over the next 6 to 12 months. The implications go far beyond just revenue numbers. These tariff tensions are affecting companies' wage policies, hiring decisions, and investment plans. When businesses are uncertain about their revenue outlook, they naturally become more conservative across all these areas. This survey data connects perfectly with what we're seeing at Yangzi shipbuilding. When global trade becomes uncertain, businesses pull back on major capital investments like ordering new ships. It's a ripple effect that touches multiple sectors of our economy. Singapore's unique position as a global trade hub means that international tensions and tariff policies have an outsized impact on our market. We've seen the Straits Times Index show impressive resilience this year, but the current environment suggests we might see more volatility ahead as businesses continue navigating these uncertain waters. For investors watching this space, this environment really emphasizes the importance of careful stock selection. Companies with strong balance sheets, diversified revenue streams, and less exposure to trade-sensitive sectors are likely better positioned to weather these headwinds. At the same time, some of the current weakness might present attractive opportunities for long-term investors who are willing to look beyond the near-term challenges. Both the shipbuilding and property sectors we discussed today are cyclical industries that have historically recovered strongly when conditions improve. The key questions facing investors are around timing and how long these current pressures will persist. As we wrap up today's digest, it's worth noting that while today's news highlights some significant challenges, Singapore's market has shown remarkable resilience over the years. The key for investors is staying informed, maintaining a long-term perspective, and being prepared for continued volatility as global trade dynamics continue to evolve. That's the scoop for today. Remember to do your own research before making any investment decisions. Keep a close eye on how these trade tensions develop, as they're likely to continue influencing Singapore market performance in the coming months. This is Iggy from the Investing Iguana, signing off.